Hello, this is my Prezi for the Roadmap to Responsibility, the Power of Give 'em 5 to Transform Schools. Introduction. This is to introduce the 6 popular concepts. This is how educators can change from making students behave to helping their students learn self-responsibility. These concepts will help close the door on most of the exits or excuses with the help of the Give 'em 5 conversation. Again, the 6 essential concepts of RCD that we're talking about today are the benefits of changing behavior, emotional control, clear expectations, consistency, leadership in challenging moments, and responsibility. All of these work together to keep students on the road to responsibility. The BECCLER on page 12 of the Roadmap to Responsibility is just a short version of the 6 essential concepts. Then we have the emotional control. The emotional control is a learned behavior, and it took me quite a few years to learn my own emotional control. It is definitely something we should be modeling for our students. I know a student that was having difficulty pronouncing words, and the teacher was calling on students to say the words out loud and spell them in front of the class. He proceeded to make fun of how everyone else was saying the words just to get out of standing up in front of everyone and saying it because he didn't know how to pronounce it. The student and the teacher did not have a good relationship, and he was sent out in the hall for the rest of the lesson. So he learned he could push her buttons and get his way. He didn't have to stand up in front of the class, but he also didn't learn anything either. So if this teacher would have used the Give 'em 5, it would have been the perfect tool to help her and administrators keep their emotions in control. If we, as the adults, can stay in control and not let our personal emotions leak out, our students would start mirroring the same emotional control. I believe with guidance, the student would see his acting out was to mask the fact that he needed extra help, and he could just simply ask for help without being out of control. The next one is clear expectations. Clear expectations are the building blocks for the roadmap to responsibility. These are the objectives to be reached. Clear expectations need to stay positive, just like all of the other concepts. Instead of rules where we don't do this and we don't do that, instead the objectives should start with we will do this or we will do that. By being transparent in our expectations for the students, we close off exits such as I didn't know or I didn't understand, because while we're building these expectations or foundations with our students, they will contribute to the process of establishing the expectations or in generic rules of our classrooms and cannot use the typical excuses or the exits. Consistency. Consistency can only be achieved after establishing a good foundation and clear expectations. According to the book, as long as an educator continues to close excuse exits and keeps offering support and benefits, students will remain on the road to responsibility. Everyone in the school must be on the same page with the RCD, or responsibility-centered discipline, in order to maintain consistency. This means all teachers and administration must work at and apply all 6 of the popular concepts and the Give 'em 5 to see consistency in the students' improving behaviors. Next step is the benefits of changing behaviors. Benefits for changing behavior is a change for the positive. Instead of focusing on the negative, such as stop doing that, we can say you can do this. The benefit for the student must be relevant and personal. The example in the book is math. I know students say all the time, I will never use this when I leave here, and so their don't want to do it in class. If they only knew what they were in for. I have always replied with, just wait. I feel I use math every day, all the time, and I hope to show real-life examples to my students with each lesson I teach. This is why I feel we must show our students the reason we are teaching them this is because they will need it throughout the rest of their lives. Benefits of changing behaviors is literally taking administrators out of the role of disciplining students into the role of positively guiding our students into solving their own problems. The benefits, and give them 5, not only guides the student to meet expectations, but also creates optimism and creativity. Providing leadership in challenging moments. Providing leadership in the challenging moments is to never give up your leadership role. We can't just give our kids away to the office or principal or a neighboring classroom. This would be like taking our very own children and giving them to the neighbor just because they misbehave. This isn't how it works for me. Obviously, we want to help our own students work through their difficulties with us helping them instead of letting them build that relationship with someone else. It doesn't do any good if the teacher in the next room can help them work through their problems if they still have to come back to our classroom. So in order to provide the leadership needed in the challenging moments, we must step up with our skills, such as the Give 'em 5, and provide our students with the support they need to start solving their own difficulties. We can't expect our students to display something we have not mastered ourselves and that we haven't modeled for them. Responsibility, or as the book defines it, the ability to respond well. Our responsibility has to be mastered to stay cool when students do everything they can to set us off. If we are well versed in the Give 'em 5, we will be able to remain calm in all situations. This is where we have to dig down deep and play the match and volley back and forth with the students with support, expectations, breakdown, benefits, and then the closure. There are times we can ask for a minute to reflect and come back to guide things in the right direction. By expressing our responsibility, it will show our students they can keep calm in any situation also. Responsibility in our students. By giving our students the support and time they need to solve their own problems, we are providing them with a pathway to create real solutions. And my works cited is the book. Thank you.